Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. We are now live, and I'm going to give you time so that at least 1 minute or two, so that you introduce yourself. I will start with Samira, the country director of Sri Lanka. Introduce yourself briefly.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I'm Samir Chaturanga. So I'm a country director of Sri Lanka. So I have more than 10 years experience about the forensic investigations and fraud examinations. So I attach in several industry like finance and then healthcare sector and manufacturing and all. So contribution in the different way to the recognizing this profession in especially in country like Sri Lanka. So this is a new to Sri Lanka. So when we have some good investigation, we hire the people from outside country. So that is the gap in. So identified then last few years, I promoting this profession in our country. So it is about the myself. Brief introduction about Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being brief. Next, we move to CVIP Raymond, the country director for Uganda. This is your time, sir.
Thank you, our global president, for organizing this very interactive session. CPA, CIAP, and the CFIP, Mount Raymond. I'm the new country director for Uganda. I'm glad to be with you, and I pray that these interaction sessions will be beneficial for all of us attending, the moderator, the listeners, and the panelists for the progress of the profession. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome, and next we move to Benjamin Tabu. Welcome. Introduce yourself briefly. Take a minute or two.
Yeah, thank you, Director, and everybody. My name is Benjamin Tabo. I've got 10 years experience in forensic investigation, and I'm stationed in Kenya. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much for being very brief. Next, let us have, let me see, let us have, Martin Ibutu. Martin Ibutu, welcome and introduce yourself briefly. Take 1 or 2 minutes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Martin Iputu, based in Angola. Of course, as Angola director, I work for DT Global, and I'm an internal auditor by profession. I think that's enough.
Thank you very much for being brief. Next, we have Zara from Tanzania. Take a minute or two to introduce yourself if you are hearing us. Sarah, it is your time. Unmute yourself. We are not getting you. Unmute. Unmute yourself, please. Now it appears Sarah has not been able to get live online, and therefore, without wasting time, I will also introduce myself. My name is Sostenes Bichanga, the Global President of the Iicfip. I'm here to coordinate all your comments, and you will note that this is a free discussion, interactive session, where we are going to get questions raised by the audience, and then we respond to them one by one. Before we go to the audience to see what they have for us, I would like to give ourselves at least 2 minutes to comment about what we understand about forensic investigation. 2 minutes each. I will start with Samira, the country director for Sri Lanka. The rest of us, let us unmute. Mute, I mean.
Hello.
Just 2 minutes. Comment about what you understand about forensic investigation.
Yeah, thank you, Global President, for the opportunity to join this platform. So I think forensic investigation. So forensic with the it's go for the court. That is different from the other audit. If you can say fraud investigation and then other whatever the other auditing. So one of broader line is our work, so our output, it's go to the court. So the base, our report should be based on according with the relevant countries legal platforms. Like in Sri Lanka, we can say evidence audit acts we have. So our audit findings, not the observation, it should be findings should be in line with the that related country government law. So if you can say we have some evidence, kind of three types of evidence. We talk documentary evidence and then the digital evidence and then testimonial evidence. So those should be backed by the audit report. So because that going for the court, so when the other side, the lawyer may challenge our reports, and it should be unbiased, and then and also zero challenging report should be it is over the forensic, and you should have all about the knowledge, not only one sector, maybe digital forensics and all that legal backgrounds, and also the kind of investigative minds, and then the financial reportings, the some call now talk about the economic crimes, and then the white collar crimes, and also that is talk about the corruptions and all. So in different platforms now this modern world happens. So should be a updated version should be handled with the right confidentiality. So it is about the forensic investigations. So,
Thank you very much, Director Samir, for your summary of about forensic investigation. Let us now move to CBIP Raymond, Director for Uganda, and unmute and then give us a short comment of about in about.
I think audio is off.
Yes, I said that it is your time.
Okay.
comment about forensic investigation in about 2 minutes.
Thank you, our global president and fellow panelists. Forensic investigations, these are investigations purposely which are carried out for court purposes. They are aimed at prosecution, and it involves a systematic approach, evidence-based. You get information through systematic way so that they will help the prosecutors to prosecute or to drop the case which is before them. Hello?
I'm getting you. Just carry on.
Okay. Okay. So in forensics, we look at evidence-based. Like if I'm investigating like a safety, you must use all the skills to bring out the evidence against the accused, or you look at evidence which brings out the real person or culprit who have committed the crime. Actually, it is evidence-based and systematic information gathering. Thank you. I hope that is enough.
Thank you very much, Raymond, for being brief. Let us now move to Director Martin Ibutu from Angola.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, forensic audit or investigation, I think, is in the line of audit, but I think based on new approaches due to development in the scenario of audit. Basically, we are looking at proactive and creative procedures so that we can interact audit fraud, which is developing at a quicker rate. And in doing so, we want to come up with new knowledge on how to develop our strategies. Because most of the times fraud is committed due to weakness in the internal controls, which are part of the strategies that are supposed to be preventing fraud. But I think we now have issues of AI, chat GTP. So as fraud devolves, we also need to develop at a quicker pace. We need to appraise ourselves. So for me, having done internal audit and all these things, forensic audit is like an annual appraisal, which adds new knowledge to the base that you have. At the end of the day, we'll come up with new strategies in terms of control that will enable us to detect fraud, record it nicely, just as my colleagues have done, so that it is preserved, and then issues are determined and judged in courts of evidence. So it's not only detecting, but we want to ensure that the volume of evidence that we build is able to be used to close up issues that will in future prevent further fraud occurrences. So basically, as you all know, this is adult education. No answer is wrong. Thank you.
Let us now move to Benjamin. Thank you very much, Martin. That was very good. Let us give time to Benjamin to also say in a summary what he understands about forensic investigation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Global President. Forensic investigation, I could wish to start from the word forensic. Forensic means anything that shall be presented before the criminal justice and specifically in court. Therefore, forensic investigation means the systematic collection of information, documents that we can call evidence to solve or to make the court decide if there's a crime which has been committed or no. And I wish to add further that forensic investigation, the forensic investigator must qualify to collect the information so that it can be accepted in court. That means it must have specific qualification, and that is why we are so much advocating for people to get CFP qualification and others. And further, the collection of information must be rigid. By that one, I mean it must be guided by law. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you very much, Benjamin, for being brief and to the point. I will say in summary that the forensic investigation is an allegation resolution technique or strategy. Through forensic investigation, we are able to find out solutions to the various allegations of various crimes, ranging from hard crimes and violent crimes to soft crimes like white collar crimes. The investigator comes in to find out the truth, to find out facts, to find out hard evidence, not only tangible evidence, but also witness and even suspect testimonials that will go a long way to solve the crime mystery, to find out who are responsible and why they were responsible for the alleged crime. Thank you very much. That is my summary. Let me admit another panelist. Is coming from Nigeria, and they usually have very bad internet. So let us wait as he comes in. Let me see whether there is any comment or questions from the audience. I can see we have, apart from the 6 panelists, we have 5 general audience who are there to participate in this discussion. And as so far, we have not had any of the 5 posting any comment or question. This is very bad because we had advertised this to be an interactive session, and no one was coming here to expect a lecture. I had advised all participants to come with the questions, either from their areas of study where they want clarification, or those who are in practice to raise the practical issues they have come across in their practice. So that is what will make this interactive discussion, because we are not here to lecture. So I wanted to propose that we take another about 10 minutes to say more about what we know on forensics. And after that, if there would be no question or a comment from the general audience, we wind up. because we did not intend to make this a lecture, and had announced clearly that it was to seek for solutions to the students and also the practitioners issues or questions. So if there are no issues or questions from the audience, then there is no meaning for this session. So we are going to take about 10 minutes to discuss it amongst ourselves, and then we wind up. We will not continue for long because this is not a lecture session. Those who want lecture to be lectured will wait for the next session, because we have many lecture based sessions. This was a discussion to sort out questions from the audience and even issues raised, practical issues raised by the practitioners. Welcome. We have got another panelist joining us. That is Mbaya Sores. Mbaya Sores, welcome to this interactive session. Welcome to the studio. I will give you 2 minutes. No, I will give you, because you have come late, I will give you 4 minutes. You introduce yourself, tell us where you are coming from, what you do, and then move next to tell us what you understand about forensic investigation. It's your time, unmute, and then. Mbaya, are you getting me? Unmute and talk. He's run away. Let me welcome Daniel. Daniel, are you getting me? Daniel? It appears Daniel has got a chronic internet problem, and therefore we are not going to take a lot of time on him. Sarah, can you talk now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I have got the network problems here.
Yes,
I'm sorry
so
for that.
it is, you have 4 minutes to introduce yourself, and
Okay, my name is Sarah. I'm a CFIP, CPA, and bachelor's. Been working with Iicfip for some time now, 55 years now. And I welcome you all to join us. Thank you.
thank you very much, Sarah, for that brief introduction. Can you go ahead and give us a small comment on forensic investigation? Maybe something touching on the importance of forensic investigation in the current world.
Okay, in the current world, forensic investigations is very important because at least everything has gone online and we have to do some basic investigations in and around the computers. And therefore, we need to have the basic knowledge on how to go about it. Because everything is now computerized, we need to get that scientific knowledge on how we analyze the transactions through the computers. How can you be able to detect a fraud that has happened? In that, in most countries, wherever we are now, fraud is very ramping. So at least if we have people coming on board to have this knowledge on forensic investigations, at least you can be able even to do what we call expert witnessing, if you are called upon on expert witnessing in the courts. And we also do what we call the reports. If you don't have a good report on what you have investigated about, then at least that investigation is, it will not be anything of tangible evidence. So we also do what we call good report writing on how you can have a good report on the forensic investigations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. You have touched a very important area, that is forensic report writing. The practitioners as well as students must understand the basic standards of forensic report writing. They lay out everything on how the report will flow seamlessly from beginning to the conclusions. Very important. Uh, we have a question here from Simbi. I don't know whether Ha is asking. Let me show it on the screen. That is the question we have from Simbi. How do you ensure you are ready for forensic as an organization? I do not understand this question because it is not very clear. But I want to guess that he's asking how. Clear. He's asking how. I think he's asking us to tell him. He's asking us to why how the organizations can ensure that they have. The organizations can ensure that they have forensic awareness within their business. Forensic awareness within their. Who can respond to that? Who can respond to that question? Can I see a hand? Someone raising a hand. Yes, Raymond from Uganda. How can organizations ensure that they have forensic awareness in their organization and they even have internal investigators? Those people can assist not only detecting fraud and corruption, but also are able to carry out initial investigations before they hand over the case to the prosecution. Unmute and then you comment on that question. To prosecute.
Thank you, our President and Mr. Emmanuel Simbi. The way I was understood this question, how do you ensure you are, I think, ready for forensic as an organization? My approach is the person, before an organization becomes ready for forensic, you, the people who are doing, you must first be trained to become forensic professionals. Then when the individuals are trained for forensic, how I'm interpreting this one is meaning that, for example, me as CPM Raymond, if I want to start a company or an organization for forensic, that's how I've interpreting this question as, not as an organization. So if Emmanuel wants to start an organization who bring forensic, they must first get trained. The founders of that organization must be trained and become certified. That's when they can register as a forensic organization or company, depending on the laws in their area of jurisdiction. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment. CFIP Raymond from Uganda. Who else is going to respond to that question? Raise up your hand. The question is on the screen. Let me see by raising the hand before I ask the Emmanuel in Simbi to tell us whether he's satisfied or is having a follow-up question. I will give you another question before we come back to that question to see whether Emmanuel Zimbi is satisfied with the response given by CVIP Raymond from Uganda. That is a question there, which is very good, from Adan Kuno. Adan Kuno has not indicated where it comes from, but is asking, how do you balance between personal safety and carrying out credible forensic investigations in line of duty, especially on serious economic crimes that will definitely fight back? This is a very good question. Uh, who is going to start to respond to this question? Let me see by show of hand. Uh, Raymond again. Why are the rest of us keeping quiet? Let Raymond talk, and then you. It is your time.
Okay, thank you, President, and Mr. Uno. I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. Personally, professionally, I'm a government auditor. I work with the government of Uganda as a principal internal auditor. When your question is, how do you balance between the personal safety and carrying out credible forensic investigations in line of duty, especially on serious economic crimes that will definitely fight back? When we are doing our investigations, we must have high degree level of integrity. Integrity is a key point. What normally fails people, they want to get kickbacks, and again they want to do what they have found. So once you are objective and you keep your integrity in what you are doing, what you should remember, you are not the person who sent somebody to steal. You are not saying you stole. You are saying the information I have got is pinning Raymond. Eh? But if you begin just saying you suspect Raymond, then you create your own problems. You get evidence, you say, have you seen this voucher was signed by Raymond? That's why I'm saying Raymond must be accountable for this amount on this voucher. But you don't go into office rumors. You look for a credible evidence, maintain your integrity, and be objective. You'll have no issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, CVP Raymond from Uganda, for your nice response to this great question. Who else would like to make a response? Yes, it is your time now, Samir from Sri Lanka. Unmute.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. So thanks, Mr. Kuno, for asking this kind of so very debatable question. So I want to tell about that how do you balance between the personal safety and carrying out the credible forensic investigation? So like serious economic crimes, so we have to maintain good integrity. So but you should be forensic investigation, you should be unbiased person. So So that is the one, and also our work should be very confidential duty. So where we have to handle. So do not try anything to be disclosed as any reason due to personal law, any political propaganda purpose. We do not share. So it is our professional duty to carry out the forensic investigation that need to be keep in mind. So that is the key, I believe. So it is all to Mr.
Thank you
President.
very much, Samira, for your nice comment. Who else is going to respond to this great question? How can you balance between your personal safety and the carrying out credible economic forensic investigations in the line of duty, especially on serious economic crimes that will definitely fight back? Who else is going to respond? Raise your hand so that I give you a chance to comment. Anybody? Okay, I think apart from confidentiality and the avoidance of rumor mongering about your report in the organization you are investigating, I think the member who asked this question is also looking at your personal safety. Forensic investigation is a very risky endeavor, especially when you are carrying out the investigation of economic crimes, which involve a lot of money. You must be very careful, otherwise the criminals in fighting back may plan to get rid of you, to eliminate you. And I think this is also asking to tell him, what can we do to mitigate against the personal risks of the investigator during the investigation of such serious crimes? I will tell you for sure that the forensic investigation is not for the faint-hearted, and is also not for those people who are not risk aware. You must be aware that you can be dealt with by the people you are investigating anytime they get the opportunity. I have examples where an auditor went to investigate in one of the cities here, and after the investigation, we had done a special audit. They call it a special audit, and a special audit for that matter is an investigation. He did everything, corrected the evidence in files, volumes of files, and then he decided to come back to the city fire road, and then he was intercepted. He was taken. He was kidnapped, kind of kidnapped. The files were taken, destroyed, and he was also harmed. So I think Kono is asking about this kind of risk. How can you ensure that you are safe when you are carrying out the investigation, so that you do the credible investigation as well as maintain your own personal safety? There is another case where there was smuggling of some huge minerals from a neighboring country, and the investigator disappeared within the investigation period, and was found shot and murdered. So it is not this a serious investigation. It's a serious matter. It's not something you can go about bragging about when you are doing it. You should use and not only your the what you learned as an investigator, and also your wisdom, so that you do not make things very serious. Let your evidence, let your exhibits, let your report bring out the seriousness of your findings, but not you broadcasting and bragging about fixing some people. If you do that, then you are going to increase the risk to your personal safety, and you might disappear anytime. Another thing to ensure your safety, if you are an external investigator, ensure that you include the cost of hiring armed security to accompany you on all errands of your investigation in your court for the investigation. You must be accompanied with the security. If you are an internal investigator like CFIP Raymond from Uganda, you will ask your organization you will sensitize them about your safety, and ask them to cater for your safety during the investigation. You can disappear. I have an example here of a large supermarket which um, which collapsed, in fact, in a couple years ago, where the internal auditor discovered that the co-directors were massively defrauding the organization, siphoning funds from the organization, and procedurally and unannounced. And it was, according to his investigation, that case was pure fraud and corruption. When he tried to raise up the head to report this matter, he disappeared and he was found murdered. So it is not, I'm not trying to scare you, but I wanted to bring out the reality of forensic investigation, so that when you go to it, don't just look at the money you are going to get, but look at your security and take care of your security first. I can see CYP Raymond raising the hand. I will give you time. Please take a minute to comment on this one, so that we move to the next question.
Okay, thank you, the President, and the panelists remaining on board. I just wanted to supplement with some example. One of my colleagues was investigating a serious fraud, and it was involving billions of money. But in the course of investigations, as he was getting the information from the end users, he was approached to be given what? To negotiate, so that he doesn't implicate some other people. Because the other information at end users was pinning some people from the central region. So when they negotiated for money, he was like, no. Now when he was saying like no, now they were asking him, trying to find out why he's what? He's residing, his place. Which hotel is he using? But he was very brave enough. He had some security, as the president had said. He had a very good car. But what he did, he even disappeared from the driver and his escort, and he used another public vehicle until he found himself back to Kampala, where the security was. And he just notified his driver, I'm safe, I had some challenge, and I left. So, as you have said, as we are carrying out these investigations, we must be more sensitive. Huh? Nothing is happening for no reason. When you see some people like asking you certain things, you have to understand why they're interested in your investigation. Why are they interested in your information? Huh? Like for us, for example, if you are moving to the field, if you have security, you have to know number vehicle now. Let me say a Land Cruiser has been following you for over 40 kilometers. Are you going in the same place? So you have to be more conscious. Like when you see something something which you don't understand, when you reach like in a public, in a big town, make a stopover, take your tea, then observe. When you see them again following you, just know there is a problem. So consciousness is very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Benjamin, for that sharing with that experience and the advice. In fact, it is good even when you are carrying out the investigation to be changing cars, to not be using same car today, same car in the afternoon, same car in the evening. That is why the forensic investigation is not like auditing. Sometimes when we are asked to court for a forensic audit or a forensic investigation in an organization, they compare your quote with the quote of the annual whatever auditors, those who come and they charge a few coins, they give their opinion and run away. Forensic audit is not auditing. Forensic investigation is not auditing. This is a risk endeavor where you have to take care of your personal security first before you come to carry out the investigation. Therefore, your quotes, those who are in practice, your quotes must always include a fee for your security, so that you cannot be trapped and be eliminated in the process. That is the comment from Kuno. I believe it equally depends on the target of investigation. It is one thing having integrity and objectivity in your investigation, and it is another brushing shoulders with crime lords. Very good, very nice comment. Very nice. This is what makes this session very important. We said earlier that you must identify the suspects even before you sign your engagement letter, your investigation contract letter. You must be having a rough idea who are the suspects, who are the crime lords, who are the witnesses, so that you keep a safe distance from the crime lords. When you handle them with a lot of care. Let them not invite you for a lunch break or for 1 or 2 at evening. You will be in trouble. You will disappear. Thank you very much, Kuno, for your nice comment. There is another comment here. I think it is a question from Emmanuel Simbi. It appears he was not very much satisfied by the responses we did. Organization to serve a lot of laws and are open to different vulnerabilities. So, as organizations, what are we supposed to have on hand before hiring forensic expertise? I will respond to this question this way. Organizations which are serious enough against fraud and corruption and other types of wrongdoings must come up with training programs to create awareness throughout the organization, right from the board to the floor. Training all staff about the seriousness or the implications and the impact of fraud and corruption on the organization. Once they have been trained, they are aware. They have even been trained on the red flags of fraud and corruption and other malpractice, financial malpractices, the organization can now sit down to design uh, uh, something like a section that will be tasked with the day-to-day matters or issues to do with fraud and corruption, fighting and control. Once that is done, then you can now start hiring a person to head that department who must be forensic investigation trained, an expert, an experienced person who head that department, and also that person should be able to train others on how to detect, and not only to detect, but to carry out initial investigations within the organization before the cases are handed over to prosecution, to public prosecution. So the organizations cannot rush to hire forensic experts. If you are asking about hiring practitioners to come and investigate cases that have been discovered, cases of fraud and corruption, then what they must do, they must ensure that they have the allegation for the wrongdoing, because external investigators will not come in unless there is concrete allegation of wrongdoing. And once there is that concrete allegation of wrongdoing, that organization will be having the principal witness, because the person who alleges that something wrong has been going on is one of the first witnesses. He will be able to say how he came to understand that things were going on wrong in the organization. And this is the person who will work with the investigators initially to find out who are the suspects, who have the more other witnesses, and then investigation starts like that and runs to conclusion. So the organization must be aware of the risks it faces as far as fraud and corruption is concerned. They must train their staff to identify the red flags of the same, and then they must be ready to at least have a section for investigation and fraud and corruption control. That's what I can say. I see we are running out of time, and we have another question here from Edwin Omondi. Forensic investigation has become very important today due to rise in technology and crime perpetrators. The crime perpetrators are also highly skilled to avoid chances of being discovered. Very true. This is a comment from Omondi. This is why we must get thoroughly trained soldiers who will be able to assist. Because as it is now, criminals are running away from hard crime, violent crime, to soft crimes. That is fraud and corruption and other related crimes. Because there, the risk is not instant, like in violent crime. Going to rob a bank, the risk of one getting discovered and eliminated by the security agencies is instant. But defrauding, the risk is not instant. There are cases where fraudsters have defrauded their organizations millions and millions of cash over a period of like 10 years, and the organization is not aware until they resign, and the organization celebrates them for working for them for long, without honestly, without doing anything wrong, only to discover later, after celebrating their exit as good people and rewarding them for long service, long clean service, only to discover later that they rewarded a criminal. They go to look for a criminal. They employ investigators to follow him, the criminal, but the criminal is nowhere to be found because he resigned knowing that he had met enough, and he can even resign when he has a ticket to fly outside the country. So, and that makes the cases of fraud and corruption investigation very, very complicated. Can I have someone to speak for a minute and then we close? There are some people who have not spoken, like Martin. Martin from Angola, please.
Okay. Thank you so much for the deliberation so far. Maybe a question that most people ask is, okay, so what do I benefit from this qualification? In which field can I use it? I think this is a new niche, and if we all go on LinkedIn or any job offering platforms and search for the following words: fiduciary agent, physical agent, or monitoring agent. These are new approaches that are being used by international development organizations to protect the scarce resources that they are donating to various areas in terms of education, health, especially in Africa. So these new qualifications assure and guarantee. Someone has their microphone on, please mute.
Wanafanya katika kijiji cha Nyakiswa, lakini huyu mwingine ambaye mpaka sasa bado hajatumika.
There's a microphone which is on, please mute.
Na matukio haya ya mauaji ya watu wanne kwa muda huo wa usiku na watu ambao mpaka sasa bado hawajatumika.
Okay, yes. So this qualification is an opening in a new area of business as well. So most of the international organizations that are donating their scarce resources to Africa and other regions, they want guarantees that those scarce resources will be protected and they'll be used for the right purpose, and they will reach the target beneficiaries, and at the end of the day, they will realize value for money. So when you have these qualifications, even if you are not involved in actual forensic auditing, they know that you can prevent fraud to a high level or a high degree. So let us, as we try to recruit people, as we try to put into practice our qualifications and skills, let us know that there are new niches, there are new areas where these skills are required. And once you put them on your CV, you immediately get recruited as a fiduciary agent, physical agent, or monitoring agent. So just go on LinkedIn, search for these words. These are openings where there are very few qualified people. It is not enough just being an auditor. You have to have added or additional skills. And I think in my example, this has really elevated me, and I'm now country team leader for Angola because the donors, they know that when they donate their funds, there's someone who's looking out for us. He will prevent these frauds in terms of physical fraud, forensic, anything, technological, anything, because we are now exhibiting these new qualifications. So just to encourage the members, it is a new thing that we are still working on. At times we don't understand all the aspects, but I think if we focus, we are creating a new wave of highly sorted professionals that can assist to add value and protect the scarce resources that are being donated by international development organizations. So you protect both the donors, you protect both the recipients of these funds. It could be governments, it could be Ministry of Education, Health, Agriculture, everywhere. So it is a new area. So just to encourage our colleagues, let us focus, let us review the materials, understand the content of the materials, Let us work on recruitment. It's a bit tough. A lot of questions are raised as why are you recruiting me? What will I benefit? But I think this is where we should take our objective to and encourage people to get these qualifications. It is a reality. I didn't believe that this would work, how it would improve my CV, but it is a reality. It is working. So let us target these new areas: fiduciary, physical, or monitoring agent. You will never go wrong with this qualification. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That's a very nice comment, practical comment, which also tells the members and students the importance of forensic investigation training and skills. Thank you very much, everyone, for having sacrificed your time to participate in this interactive session. It has been very educative. It has been a very good experience sharing. And we will organize another one next time and invite you. We are only 1 hour and it is over. Thank you very much and have enjoyed the rest of the time. Bye bye.
Thank you.